Back Row Ministry, the world premiere. Been a while, Mr. Monty coming back at you live and direct. So, we always have the conversation that to be famous and be in this business, sooner or later you're gonna have to do something. And sometimes you gotta be willing to give something up to keep the stuff you got. And we see actress Regina King here. Um, Started off in the show 227. Career just exploded. Worked real hard to get where she was, and then career explodes now. Suddenly her 26-year-old son dies um, as her career is blowing up. So, as many stars have to do, you got to sacrifice something. You got to give something up. And that's what Regina's done. She sacrificed her son so she can keep her fame going. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, how do you know these things? Well, we always say a picture is 1,000 words, and they can't help themselves because a picture tells a story. All right, so let's dissect this picture of Regina King and her son. So here's the headline. Regina King calls son Ian Alexander Jr. a bright light following his death at 26. So initial report time, Saturday, January 22nd. He's died, and I think it was reported on Friday. He's such a bright light. And she kept saying that bright light statement, and then you see it in the headline. So why is she using bright light? Okay. So first, let's kind of dissect some things we see in the picture. So we see Regina King. We've learned about the two pillars. Anytime in a Masonic ritual, the person will be standing between two pillars. So if you watch and look at the picture, she's between Gucci. And she's between art and film. She's between Gucci and art and film. Okay? And you see art has the cross sign. So we're going to break this down. Gucci and art and film. And we're going to spell it the way that they give it to us. And take each word. So Gucci. Check out Gucci right. So Gucci by itself is 43, 25, 92, and 29. Now let's get a little bit more about ciphers. Now let's go to the Jewish cipher. All right, so Gucci is 43, 25, 29. Yesterday was Saturday. Saturday is 109 and 29th prime. And we'll look at that. So Gucci, we're going to take exactly the statement the way they give it. Art. So Gucci art. The symbol plus and film. So the symbol Gucci art and film. You see Gucci art and film? So Gucci art and film is 122, and you see the 59 code in this Gucci art and film? Also 76. So I'm going to tell you what the 76 was about. So yesterday in the Green Bay Packers 49ers game, the big talk we had while decoding that game was how Aaron Rodgers could go 7-6, and then there was a penalty on number 76 right before the last quarter, during the last quarter of the game, which kind of told me that, that was a good time to hedge, and I should have hedged going the other way. But Aaron Rodgers went 7-6 yesterday, 7-6, and then we see the 59, which we know is the 17th prime number for people who ain't mastered prime numbers. 59 to 17 prime number. And why is 59 and 17 important? Because 59, turn that, kill is 17. Kill is 17. Once you put kill in the calculator, kill is 17 in gematria, 59 to 17 prime. Kill is also 26. So remember, Ian died at 26. And see how they put 26? So they're communicating that they killed Ian at 26. That's the sickness of what you're reading, that, hey, this was a murder. We killed him at age 26. So we call 26 also the God number. One of our many God numbers is 26, 17. See how the picture's coming together? How she's showing that this was the sacrifice she was willing to give. So she's posing with her child who she plans to sacrifice. Remember the pink and black? We always talk about the pink and black in the picture. Watch for the pink and black. So she gives the pink and black. She gives the purple hair royalty at the top. See how we're breaking this down? So this is what she had planned to do, kill her own son. All right. So she's between the two Gucci art and film pillars. She's also next to this word, LACMA. I didn't see that, so let's break that down. So we're going to break down, be part of this picture. LACMA, which is 12 and 30. And also LACMA is 59 and 56. We get some coronavirus number. Plus it's 33. We know that's the number of masonry. What's that? Let's see. All right, so art and film. Take art and film by itself. And that's important because Ian's over art and film. So Ian, art and film, 79, which is a 22nd prime. Remember, yesterday was a day with 22 numerology. 47 to 15 prime. And then yesterday, let's go to the 22nd, the date of the 22nd. There's the 23rd. So yesterday was the 22nd. It was a date with 22 numerology. See how 29 is also was a date with 29 numerology. So we go back to our breakdown. Remember, kill. Put our Gucci. Art. And film back up there. All right. So, grab Gucci. I forgot. I think I had Gucci on there. No, I don't got Gucci on there, so make sure I get Gucci back up there. All right, so say our Gucci's 29, Gucci's 29, Gucci's 43, 43 is the 14th prime, but they got us standing next to the Gucci. And they, remember I said they reported this on Saturday. Gucci 29. So Saturday, or the day of Saturn, is a day with 109 numerology, which is also the 29th prime. That's why this story was presented to you on Saturday. And funny thing, right before the NFC Championship, we got a blood sacrifice of a person of color, as they always do. As they always do. Okay. All right, so art and film. After we break down art and film, we get all right, so let's do just a regular breakdown of art and film again, because he's standing over the art and film. And really, we can say his head is over, really, film. Remember now, she's an actress. That's her sacrifice. So don't be surprised if you see her in another movie. Remember, she won an Oscar Those things aren't free. So he's standing over film. Film is 22. Film is where his head is. See how film is 22? How they report that on the 22nd? Film 22. His head is under film. Film 22. All right, remember we're in the time of 22, the time of the master builders, as we say. So anything you see in the picture, look at the positioning of the person. Remember in pictures, they'll tell them, well, move to the left, move to the right. They're always telling people that. They want to position you. And in these rituals, they position people in certain positions. So master builder, we're in the time of the master builder. Master builder, you see 43, 52, 170, 173, which is the 40th prime. So you can see a lot of numbers that have to do with the master. And I put master builder, which is 87, 66, 57, 147. Those are the numbers of the master builder. All right, so let's take names. We'll take his name, Ian, because we want to vibrate this as we talk. So Ian is 21, Ian is 15, Ian is 24. You can also take Ian and film, because his head is under film. Film is 37, the 12th prime number. Ian is also 44. Why is 44 important? Because 44 is the kill code. Ian for film. Kill is 44. Ian is under the film sign. Ian, film. Ian, for these films, mom got to keep making. We got to kill Ian. That's the communication. Ian had to be killed for what? For the films. So the films keep rolling in for this devil. Her son has to die for the films. Her sons. So we got, also she's standing between Lakma and GU. Lakma GU. So we already seen Lakma GU, which is 28 and also 44. See, Lakma GU, 44 kill. She's standing between the pillars of Lakma GU. She's willing to kill her son so she can continue to be in the film. You see the communication? That's how they communicate. She's between Art and Gucci. And that's another pillar. You see it's very Gu, Lakma. She's willing to kill her son. So see how they position it? Nothing in this picture is done by coincidence. Some people say, well, it's just coincidence. No, it's not. It's positioning because she's willing to do this. But to be willing to do this, she has to communicate it to her handlers that I'm willing to sacrifice my son so I can keep making these damn films. So we got Art and Gucci. Another pillar that's created. You got about 3-4 pillars created from this one picture. And you always put them together. Art, Gucci. Art, Gucci. 82, 37. 37 is 20 prime. 53. Okay? Saturday numbers. Remember, we got all this information on Saturday. If we come back to Saturday. So we got Saturday. Saturday numbers, 37, 53. 37, 53. Who knows when this picture... And that's another thing. This picture wasn't taken on Saturday. But we get the report on Saturday because all the numbers led us to this Saturday when this event took place or this event was reported. So 53, 37. 109 is Saturday. And then you go to the next part of the picture, the next pillar created. Art and Gucci is 82, 37, and 53. You see how they do it? They're communicating. This picture was taken way before. It might have been taken at a Saturday event. We don't know. But it got us to the reporting date that we had today. So Gulagma is the kill code. You see Art and Gucci, Saturday. He might have been killed Saturday morning. Who knows? Lakma Gu, she's willing to kill her son so she can stay in the movies. That's what this is all about at the end of the day. That's what it's all about, blood sacrifice. And we take our numbers for blood sacrifice. So blood sacrifice, 67 to 19 prime, 76. Remember, Rogers sacrificed again. Remember, Rogers fought against getting the COVID shot. That might have been a reason why he got terminated early in the playoffs. He wasn't down with the COVID agenda. But 67, 76, you might see your boy from Buffalo go too, because remember now, he's not vaccinated. He's probably going to get wiped out. So we could take blood sacrifice, 67 to 19 prime. 67 to 19 prime. And our 76. We got a lot of 76 inside of this ritual. And that vibrates with Gucci Art and Film. The pillar that she's between is 76. So she's telling you this is her blood sacrifice. Willing to sacrifice Ian. Here's Ian, 24-15. Got 47 inside the game. And I think we got somebody point when we get to 40, some 47. We got a lot of 47 in this ritual. Remember, 47 is the 15th prime number. And remember now, in our community, we use the word it's Gucci. When we say, well, it's Gucci, we mean it's cool. It's all right to do this. Man, you know it's Gucci. It's all right. He tight. It's cool. So she's basically giving the thumbs up to kill her son. It's Gucci. You got the thumbs up to murder my child so I can keep being in these movies. Sick people, but this is where they at. You got to be willing to do this if you're going to keep the gravy train moving. Gucci by herself, 29. All right, so her name is Regina, the King. Regina, 36, 54. She's the king, and if this happened on Friday, because we don't know when the actual death happened, but Regina King already got the kill codes in her name. She's willing to king. Kill, already got the 76, already got the 121. Remember, we seen these numbers. Blood sacrifices 121. That's why I say names are specific. Her name is tied into a person who has to do a blood sacrifice, which she was able to do. Remember, Regina, 54-36. Let's say he died on Friday. Friday is 36. Friday is 36. He died during what we call the waning gibbous moon cycle, because we got moon cycles. Everything has to be Pacific. You can look all this stuff up. So waning gibbous, 163, 64. 163 to 38 prime time of death. So a death was taken during that time. Waning gibbous, 64, 73. We could tear this up all day, man. With the new stuff I know, I'm trying to get smarter, trying to make better decisions. In a minute, I'm going to be on top of my game. It's coming. It's coming. All right, so Friday, I think we were still in Virgo. Still in Virgo on our moon cycle. And see, Virgo is 26. So we're still in Virgo. So Virgo 26. Take us right back to the picture. I don't have to make this stuff up. It's 26. But we haven't touched on the big one. I've been saving that. A bright light. Regina King calls son Ian Alexander Jr. a bright light. See, they got that, a bright light in quotations. We always like to say the best for last. Now, I don't think I spelled Virgo right. So V-I-R-G-O. Yeah. So Virgo is 53, which is 16, not 26. All right. But let's go to a bright light. We got plenty of 53. So he's a bright light. This is show how sick she is at this point. A bright light, 121.67. A bright light, 121.67 to 19 prime. A bright light. This is what Regina King says out her mouth. He was a bright light. 121.67 in full reduction, we call the purest form of gematria. But it's laced with 67. 67 is what? The 19 prime. So anytime we talk about chaos, we talk about 19. But he's a bright light. Regina King said it out of her own mouth. Blood sacrifice. Blood sacrifice. 121.67. Regina King said, my son is a bright light. My son is 121.67. Translate, my son is a blood sacrifice. Should I read it for you? Regina King called son Ian Alexander a blood sacrifice following his death at 26. That's how they communicate. That's what's being communicated too. So some people say, well, you'll take that and you'll find those numbers. Dude, we're not making this up. We're not making it up. Is she calling him a good kid? Oh, let's see. Maybe we can maybe we'll get good kid to vibrate. Oh, well, good kid doesn't vibrate. So I guess she's not calling him a good kid. Well, maybe she's calling him a good man. I know man got some 26 in it. 70-34, but it does got the number of deaths, so he's a good man to sacrifice. He's a good man to die. Maybe he's a good son. That's what she's trying to say. Yeah, he died on a Friday. Maybe he's a good son. But she didn't call him that. And I'm going to put these two things right on top of each other. She called him a bright light. This is what Regina called her son, a bright light. And if you put them on top of each other, blood sacrifice and a bright light, why do they vibrate off of each other? If that ain't what this was about. This is what it is, people. We want to make it more than what it is, but at the end of the day, they all do it. And the sad thing is, you remember watching Regina King from 227, watching her work her way up to a position, and then to sell her soul to the devil with the pink and black on ritual, because she got to keep these little pennies she got. She's got to keep this invisible important. And at the end of the day, the God is going to rip her soul apart, and she'll deserve every minute of it. Because she sold her son and her soul to the Shaitan for a couple of dollars so she can be in the movie. I hope it's worth it at the end of the day, Regina. I hope it's worth it at the end of the day. So I think we broke this picture down. Rest in peace, young man. You didn't deserve having a piece of shit for a mother. But that's what you got at the end of the day, a piece of shit for a mother. Oh, and then cause of death, I forgot. Oh, we can't let Regina off that easy. Let's add in cause of death, because it's always got to be a cause of death. It's always got to be a cause of death. Yeah, put news. All right, so this is Regina King's son. has died. Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr., has died by our favorite topic, suicide. So why do they always pick suicide? Well, suicide, you won't question it. They know they'll pick suicide or COVID because you won't question them two things. I thought it was going to be a COVID death. But they pick suicide because they want something that you wouldn't question and you won't get into the so-called trouble. Do that young man look like he's ready to kill himself? And people say, well, you don't know how a person who wants to commit suicide looks. They use something that you won't question. It's automatic. Because if you question somebody committing suicide, you look wrong. You look wrong. So our suicide numbers, 70, 34, 43, 34, 43. So 34 is 9. Takes us back to our little fascination they had with 9 in the football game. Because remember the 9 sacks on Joe Burrow? And 43, which is the 14th prime. So, in our vibrations, 43. Gucci is 43. Said Gucci's 43. Suicide, 43. Gucci, 43. We got our Gucci son. Gucci, 43. All right, don't got too much 34, but I can dissect this all day and find all sorts of stuff. But there's our 43. It came in the form of Gucci. It's cool. Suicide. I'm gonna show you what his 34 is. I'm going to show you what a 34 is. Let me see if any prime numbers. 47, 15. We got plenty of 15. And remember, Ian, 24 and 15. Suicide, 15. Ian, 43. Well, that's 14. I'm sorry. So that's not correct. But I think we got 14, though. Bro, we got Gucci is 43. Ian is 47 to 15. 47. All right, that's right. We do got 47 right here. So suicide, 47. And 47 is 15. So that's why suicide was picked. His name vibrated with suicide. That's how they decided how Ian was going to die. Based on suicide vibrating with his name. So they picked the easy way out. Easy way out. So that's the sickness of it. And if you want the 34, usually in masonry, they'll take 2 letters and look at another count. So you got 2 C's in the 3 and the 4 position. 1, 2, 3, 4. 34. 34 is 9. We got those 2 C's in that 34 position. So suicide chosen for Ian as his means of demise. And this witch, this ain't even a witch, a piece of shit, sits here smiling. I won't be watching any more Regina King movies. I won't have anything else to do with Regina King. She goes on my list of people that I just don't fuck with. I liked her at one point, and I won't be, fucking with Regina anymore as far as any movies or anything. That's it for me and Regina. Anything she's in, she just goes on a piece of shit list. Remember Regina was in 227, laced with 11. That was her show, 227. And she just got finished with The Watchmen. She was one of the Watchmen, which is 33. And we got plenty of 33 from The Watchmen. Yeah, 33 came at the bottom with Lakma. Lakma was 33. She's one of the Watchmen. So the sickness continues, brother. There's no help for these people. When the gods come and rip souls apart, Regina's just put her name on the list of a soul that's being ripped apart because she's willing to sacrifice, not for things that matter, but she's really going to sacrifice her children for garbage. She goes on a list of a lot of black piece of shits and other people of color that are pieces of shits. And I hope her soul will rest in hell. Mr. Motley Backroll Ministry. Peace and hair grease. Please don't sell your soul for the grave.